Shalom, shalom. The real Hebrew Israelites coming day in and day out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, which is America. First off and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory be unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakodah.
Double honors to the other apostles of Great Millstone, salutations to the elect, wherever you may be. Out here again on the highways and byways to lift up the banner, all right, to kick the standard of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, to prophesy the end of this man's kingdom. All right. Matter of fact, we can start with that. Get Ezekiel 28 chapter, set that face against Mount Seir. All right. Because that's what we're doing. We're lifting the banner upon Babylon the Great. All right. This place is falling apart second by second, day by day.
I got it. This is the book of Ezekiel 28. You can start at 1 This is the book of Ezekiel 28 and 1. It says, the word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God. I sit in the sea of God, in the midst of the seas.
Somebody get that.
I got it right here.
Then we will. That 28 is good too, because it's talking about the same person.
Okay. This is Ezekiel 35.
Yup, 35.
In verse 1. It says, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying.
And they both started the same way. Go ahead.
It says, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it. And saying to it, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee. I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate.
Right, that's what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is getting ready to do to Babylon the Great, man. All right, just like what you read in Malachi, the first chapter. Though they build, I will destroy. All right, so they restarted their system right, through the Renaissance, all right, that rebirth, all right, that daily wound being healed again, all right, and their power structure, that image, NATO and the EU, all right, their glory is being shown. But guess what? Their glory is going to be turned into dust, if you will, man. Go ahead.
I got a quick precept. This is Genesis 36 and 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. So when it's speaking about Mount Seir, it's talking about the people, you know, the whole nation. Just like when it speaks about Israel, Judah, Jerusalem, Zion, it's speaking of the children of Israel. Mount Seir and Esau represents the Edomites as a whole nation.
It says Esau, the father of the Edomites, man. Right? So everything about this dragon, everything about this beast is going to be destroyed. From his ways of life to eventually himself. So this is why the Lord said, set your face against him. Set thy face against Mount Seir. So his whole establishment, his whole government, man. All right, basically Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, man. Telling this man his downfall before it actually happens. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming.
Start up, brother. Start up with verse 4.
Verse 4. Come on. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers.
Hey, that's what the Lord is doing right now before our eyes, man. He's breaking this man down, man. He's weakening this man. His policies, his monetary system, his army, everything about him is being broken down.
Right. They said that golden city, man, because the scriptures say Babylon's been the golden cup in the Lord's hand. All right, the nations have drunken, and therefore the nations are mad. So Esau Edom has went across the globe, and everybody on his Western philosophy, the Western way, all right, even to the point of getting in bed with the elites, all right, the bankers, and getting central banking systems, man, getting fiat debt-based money systems, man. All right, the nation's drunk in that. The nation's got rich off of that, but the nation has also got played. Esau Edom, they destroyed their ways too, man. All right, forced them to get down with him. All right, got this ordinary lands and deal hatefully with them, man. So these nations are, hey, they ready to come against this devil, man. So we watch this golden city not appear as strong as it once was, man. These other nations talking big shit against America. All right? Even the little Philippines. You got it up.
Verse 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke.
And that's literally what, first of all, what Esau Edom does, but especially this country. Because Babylon the Great, hey, when you go into it, hey, she sits on the beast, man. It's like a rider and a horse, right? That rider controls the horse, all right? All right? So, hey, even when you go into his, what was it, his stout?
His look was more stout than
his fellows. Hey, he's a pompous Edomite, man. All right, the way he carries himself, all right, this destroying mountain, all right, the hammer of the earth, if you will, and the shadow of Rome is vast. All right, they have military bases on every other fucking continent on planet Earth, all right? It has the right to police the world, all right? But when you talk about their atrocities, the things they've done unto the world, they don't want to talk about it. It doesn't exist. All right, that's that shameful spewing. All right.
Yep. Go ahead.
He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hinder it.
Right. He ruled the world with violence, man, and anger. All right. Even to people that's now allies with him, hey, they got bombed into submission, man.
Yeah.
Or they got hit with financial hit, man.
Yep.
All right. All right. Or they got Esau set up militias in their lands to overthrow their governments, man. All right. Esau, they took the world down by violence.
That's right.
You know?
Destroying the mountain.
And if you went against the system, you want to get gold back in currency, they'll take you out. Look at Muammar Gaddafi, man. All right, this definitely has oppressed the whole planet.
Verse 7. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing.
So these nations are going to be happy when you fucking fall, man. All right, even the trees, the land's going to be happy when you fall, man. All right, because you've used the world and its resources up, man.
Used it.
Right. But developing country come across some resources, you come in with what they call the devil's deal, man. All right, these nations make a deal with the devil. All right, yeah, we'll loan you this money. All right, just make sure you pay us back with interest, which would be impossible. So therefore, look, vote for us when it's time to vote, and be our allies. You know, when we're before the world. All right, we need some troops. And ultimately, let us control your resources, and we'll help you mine and develop these things that you produce, man. As long as we get the bulk of it.
Same thing as ancient Rome. Same thing. They're so-called treaties. Come and fight under our banner when we go to war. All right, and things of that nature.
Yep.
But that was an oppressing city. The same way that this city is oppressing. The same way the Lord calls this place a destroying mountain. All right? America is known for its violence, man. And they got a fucking nerve to talk about the Russians and the Ukrainians, man.
That is not okay.
Right.
Verse 8. It says, yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us.
Right. What has he been doing to the forest, the rainforest? Right. Especially in Amazon. Yep.
They got a whole word for it. Deforestation. They deforest the forest. That's crazy.
Too many
Forest
trees.
reserves and shit.
Right.
They got a such thing as a forest reserve. The fuck?
Hey, Esau destroys everything he touches, man. All right.
Verse 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth.
Right, so these other nations are prepared to take you down. They watching you get weak. They watching your dollar get weak. All right, that shameful spirit is upon you. You losing that position with the world where they had that spirit of who can make war with the beast. Now they're ready to make war with the beast. And the beautiful part about it, hey, the beast itself is going to turn on the whore. The 10 horns are going to burn the whore up, man. All right, the Lord is taking you down. Isaiah 19:2 style. The Egyptians fight against the Egyptians. All right? So the nations are waking up and ready to get your ass, man. They don't give a fuck about your sanctions anymore.
Nope.
All right, now it's time for you to be spoiled.
It says, it hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations.
There you go. Let you know who it's talking about. Who's that hell that's been waking up, man. They ain't talking about people coming out some place where Satan's at and calling out the ground like Michael Jackson Thriller. No, man, it's talking about these kings not taking the back seat anymore to America, man. That the weak say I am strong.
Because the playing field is even now, man. All right?
As the saying goes, they didn't stop making guns, they made yours. That's the nation saying. You ain't the only nation with nukes anymore.
This is the book of Isaiah 34, and I'm going to start at 5. It says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea.
It's like start at 1.
This is the book of Isaiah 34 and 1. It says, come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein. The world and all the things that come forth of it. Verse 2, it says, for the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies.
And that goes to Zephaniah 3:8, man. That's the Lord's determination, man, is to gather the nations and pour upon them the fury of his indignation. So, you know, this is the end of Edom. When Edom goes down, all nations goes down, man. So the Lord is gathering these kings up. He's getting that third war ready, man, which is World War III. So that's why the nations are moving. The dead stirred up for thee, man. They're ready to take you down. But the Lord is ultimately taking all these nations down, man. He's got all these nations' mindset on war. All right, the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. He turns the whatsoever he willeth, man. So now these kings are ready to bring war, not to just America, all right, but as they call them, the colonizers, you know, that oppressive sword, man. Esau Edom, the so-called self-proclaimed white man. And nothing white about him. And he's red, and he's impure. All right, but the Lord is, he's coming to take them down. Go ahead.
He have utterly destroyed them. He have delivered them to the slaughter. It says, their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. Verse 4, and it says, all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falling off the vine.
That's your nuclear missiles, man. All right, it's going to come down upon you. Your destruction is coming from the sky, man. All right?
The Lord says he's going to rain it on his head while he's eating.
That's right.
Like those his weapons of indignation.
All right, and all your hosts are going to fall down with you, man. Your armies are not going to stand.
Nope.
Hey, not even your so-called satellite weaponry that you set up, man.
Everything's going to drop.
Yeah, all your weapons are through.
And it says, and as a falling fig from the fig tree.
When you watch a fig, when it get right, it arches over like the missile, man.
Verse 5, it says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judge.
And that's a perfect precept for that Isaiah 14 and 12. Like, you know who Lucifer is. That Lucifer is the same king of Babylon. It's Edom. That heaven, Lucifer from heaven is talking about Edom rulership being destroyed. My sword shall be bathed in heaven. So the blood is going to be on the sword in heaven in that rulership upon Edom, man. That's who's being brought down low, man. Right? Hey, what's the Isaiah 13? The Lord is bringing down all the pomp, man.
Yep.
All right? The pride of this place is going up to earth, man.
Verse 6, it says, the sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams, for the Lord has a sacrifice in Basra.
Right. A great barbecue, a great sacrifice. This place is known as an altar, man. So Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to dissolve this place, man.
That's right.
All right? Upon Idumea. What's their crown jewel city? Basra. All right? Babylon the Great. All right? This is the place that's going to be destroyed off the face of the earth, man. According to Isaiah 13, Isaiah 34, Isaiah 47, Revelations, the 18th chapter, Revelation 17, Jeremiah 51, Jeremiah 50, so on and so forth.
Isaiah 10.
Hey, oh shit, I'm sorry, y'all. And the Lord really got a bone to pick with this one nation, man. All right?
This year's humble enough so I can ride.
Right. All right? Hey, how about Shimon? All right? Hey, so the Lord, lift you up the banner. Hey, this is the word spoken against this nation. It's written plethora of times in the scriptures how much hate Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai has towards this place. So much that it has to be ripped off the face of the earth to be a memorial of how not to live.
And it says, in a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Verse 7, and the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness.
And which is a metaphor of complete destruction and death, man. All right? Just, the slaying of the Lord is going to go from one end of the earth to the other, man. So what type of destruction is that? All right? The Lord is not gathering all these nations for a fucking kumbaya.
Right. How wow.
You got to preserve, brother?
Con. This is 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 10. It says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, and in the which the heavens shall pass away with great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. All right, so just like the brothers is going into, man, that's talking about those thermonuclear missiles, man, that's going to hit this place. It says that the elements shall melt with fervent heat. So you got to ask yourself what type of, you know what I'm saying, what type of destruction would that be to where the elements will melt with fervent heat? We're talking about the concrete, we're talking about these buildings, all right, all these damn people, you know? Hey, that's what's going to come upon this place, man, you know?
And these people are going to be fuel for the fire, man.
It's Isaiah 13 and 6. It say, how ye? It say, how ye? For the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
Hey, you niggas are going to be howling like fucking the Ric Flair. Alright? Because that time is going to be even leading up to the missiles is going to be horrible, man. So when these missiles actually drop, that's going to be one hell of a frightening sight to see, man. That's why all the other nations are going to stand off and be like, oh shit, how did this great city get destroyed? Like, man, it's going to be crazy because it's going to be something you've never seen before.
Right. Y'all thought Japan was bad.
Oh shit.
That was just 100,000, 105,000.
That was a promise.
That was a promise. We didn't even go nuclear yet. I'm for nuclear yet.
I got a quick precept. This is the book of Isaiah 9 and 5. It says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. It says, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
All previous wars, hell, even little wars we have now, man. You know, you get shot, stabbed, you know, you got blood on your clothes. Hell, you made it survive. This one, no, man, this straight fire, man.
Right.
This is some straight fire, man.
There ain't gonna be no strategical battles and trying to flank and all that. It's gonna be straight bombs.
Oh yeah.
Say, drop bombs on them. Drop bombs. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was it on that.
I got one. This Malachi 4 verse 1. It says, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. And
That's
all,
Malachi? That's the spirit.
it says, that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly, shall be stubble. And that day cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave neither root nor branch. Alright? And that's prophecy, man. That's what's going to come to pass, man. Alright? You know, this place, you know, along with different other parts of the world, being torched, man. You know, being burnt up with nuclear weapons, man. Alright? That's all according to the Lord's prophecy, man. Alright? And it says for the wicked, man. Alright? It says all that do wickedly shall be stubble, man. Alright? You know, and that's why, we're out here, we're trying to receive salvation, man. Alright? By, you know, having faith in, you know, keeping the law, statutes, commandments to the best of our abilities, man. Getting the blood off our hands by warning our people, man, and condemning the heathen, man. All right?
I got something right quick. This is Obadiah, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith Yahweh, God concerning Edom, So this is concerning the Edomites. Y'all know who you are. It says, we have heard a rumor from Yahweh. That rumor's a report. All right, this is news. It says, an ambassador is sent among the heathen. An ambassador is a messenger. All right. It says, arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. So ultimately what's going to happen, the nations are going to rise up against Esau and take him to battle. All right. And then while that World War III is going on, all right, which the implantable device will come before that, you know, but during World War III, you know, you're going to have our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shah return and interrupt their battle and they'll wipe them off the face of the map, you know?
This Job chapter 20, verse 21. There shall none of his meat be left, therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Oh,
Yep.
go into it.
Yeah, now word wicked goes back to the word laborers, which means these other nations. These other nations are also being bullied, you know, being beat into submission by Esau and Edom, by his unrighteous laws. So eventually, they, you know, now that the battlefield is laid even, these other nations got nuclear missiles, they got nuclear technology, they're able to fight back now. You know, regardless of the sanctions, regardless of the unrighteous decrees, now these other nations, they about to turn against the horde, man, as prophecy has already spoken about in the scripture. But in the
It's not just talking about the other nations. Israel is included in there too as well. Yeah, Israel is the most important part of those nations.
Held back by Saul.
Yep, that James 5. All right, now the nations are also considered, you know, laborers. Now Esau put them to work. That's back in the 2nd chapter. So they not rise up suddenly that shall fight you, man.
Yep.
That shall vex you. You know, it's not the Lord that you labor for vanity. But there's other nations that follow too, but it's not just the other nations. Just want to clean that up for the camera.
I got something real quick. This is Zechariah chapter 14 and verse 12. It says, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet.
Hey, that includes some of you other nations, Esau, Edom, and you 2/3 niggas.
Yeah.
Right? Because you strove against the priests.
Hey, Jerusalem, thou was killest the prophets. Shit. It says the righteous blood from all the blood, so like all the blood from righteous Abel up until Zacharias, yep, it should be brought upon you. And the Lord was really talking to the 2/3 of them, well, some wicked men of Israel at that point. How much more Edom?
Right.
And the rest of the wicked, they still ain't, that's guilty for the blood of Yahweh Shai.
Nah. You thought you was going to go unpunished, like the scriptures say?
Right, you should not be unpunished, man.
It says their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. All right, and you know, brothers bring out that movie Terminator with Sarah Connor when she's leaning upon the fence getting burnt up, man. All right, that's what's gonna happen to all these people out here, man. All right, it says that they're I'm gonna read it again. It says that it says their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. So your tongue is gonna be dissolved in your mouth, man. All right. It's gonna take all the water in your body. All that shit is gonna be dissolved, man.
Yep.
You know.
It says he's gonna melt away like a snail in the book of Psalms. So the Lord gonna allow you to feel it to the naked eye on normal terms. You know, a nuke can destroy you instantly. But the Lord is gonna allow you to feel every step of that dehydration. All right, every step of your body being turned from animated to dust. You're gonna feel it, man.
Like in the Avengers Endgame, they tried to turn it into like dusty shit, all slow, but with fire though.
I feel weird, Tony.
Right.
Hey, but you know what? Hey, they're going to feel it all the way to their spirit, because just like the word of the Lord cuts asunder all the way to the bone, the marrow, all into the spirit. And this judgment, man, you people are going to feel it, man. All right? And however the Lord, whatever time lapse Yahweh put on it, man, you're going to serve that punishment. And that's a hell of a punishment. I was cooking over the grill the other day. That's shit.
The kitchen be hot as hell. That's why they got the saying. Can't take the heat out the kitchen.
God knows.
And this is called a fiery furnace.
Right. Shit. Getting the fuck out. How it records out, we're part of that elect number, man.
God, Allah.
Go ahead.
Ears.
This Micah 5:15. I will execute vengeance and anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard.
Start at 8.
Start 8. All right, this Micah chapter 5.
Esau, you gotta, and all you nations gotta get your ass whooped, man.
Facts.
All right, God. This Micah 5:8. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles.
Right, that remnant, all right, started with the holy men. All right, go ahead.
Among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, and as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a lion, as a young lion.
Right, so a lion in his prime, like Dion. Go ahead.
I say, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who if he go through, both tread of down and tear up in pieces, and none can deliver.
Right. Ain't none's gonna be able to deliver those lambs out of this lion's mouth. The lambs ain't gonna form a goddamn, what's the damn robot that come together on Power Rangers?
Megazord.
Yeah, they ain't gonna make a Megazord come together and fight. No, all right? Nobody's gonna be able to stop the remnant in that day, man. You guys are gonna see a power that you have never seen before, man. Woo. All right, and it's gonna be glorious.
It say, thy hand shall be lifted up upon thy adversaries, and all thy enemies shall be cut off.
Right. Hey, all your enemies, all our enemies are gonna be cut off. And the Lord said we're gonna have the neck of our enemies. The Lord said we're gonna wash our feet in the blood of the wicked, man. So it's gonna get physical, man. Hey, we got a lot of glory that we're looking into, man.
Yes, this honor has all this say.
It say, and it shall come to pass, in that day, saith the Lord, that I will cut off thy horses out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy thy chariots.
Right, so hey, all your wartime vehicles, from planes, helicopters, all right, bombers, tanks, Humvees, all right, things of that nature, man. Go ahead.
And I will cut off the cities of thy land, and throw down all thy strongholds.
Right, so your cities you ain't gonna be able to get into because they're gonna be destroyed. All right, all these strongholds, military bases, they're gonna be destroyed, man, in that day. All right, the Lord said He's gonna get His vengeance. Hey, did somebody get hold of Ezekiel 25:14? Hold that. Go ahead.
It say, and I will cut off witchcrafts out of thy hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers.
Right, now, hey, guess what? The Lord is starting to cut these wizards and witches off as we speak. Go read Isaiah the 47th chapter. Then physically, the Lord's going to wipe the people out, man. Go ahead,
It say, thy graven images also will I cut off, and thy standing images out of the midst of thee. Thou shalt no more worship the works of thy hands. And I was about to mention what the brother was saying. This place is ran off with witchcraft. You know, Esau is in power on the left-hand side of the Most High. You know, so when these spirits start dealing with them, and these saints start dealing with Esau, that's when Esau's kingdom is gonna crumble. And they say, and I will pluck up thy groves out of the midst of thee, so will I destroy thy cities, and I will execute vengeance in anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard. So right, these heathens, starting with you Edomites, y'all want to get a terrible judgment that y'all have never heard or y'all never received before, because Jake had been into
many hardcore captivities, so on and so forth. But what Esau is about to get, well, one, Esau never been through nothing like that, or these other nations. On top of that, what these nations about to get is about to be way worse than that.
Let me back you up real quick. This is the book of Isaiah 14 and 21. It says, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fear the face of the world with cities. Because at the end of the day, mainly Esau doesn't think anything is going to happen to him. Because going back to Psalms, it says what his inward thought that what his houses shall continue forever. Right? These devils think that their house is going to continue forever. But what did the scripture say? He prepare slaughter for his children, because what these same devils are the ones that be like, it was in the past. My forefathers did that. I don't have nothing to do with it. But what we had to pay for what our forefathers done. What makes you think you don't have to pay for what your forefathers done?
Because in actuality, you are your forefathers, man. You know.
I was gonna say the Lord using Esau as a sword for Jacob. So once the Lord put Jacob in the right estate, ain't no use for Esau no more. Ain't no use for him to be the sword, because we're going to be in the kingdom. We're not going to go off no more. So now it's going to be Esau's turn to be in captivity, no?
I'm going to read this one more time. This is the book of Isaiah 14 and 21. This is the book of Isaiah 14 and 21. It says, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Right, because you are your forefathers. You came back in the reincarnation, your past life. You was the one oppressing the slaves in hardcore slavery. And now you benefiting off of it today's time by all this investments that your families own and having slaves.
Verse 22, it says, for I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and the remnant and the son and the nephew from the Lord, saith the Lord.
Right, so the Lord gonna cut off the whole lineage of the nation of Israel. I mean, Salakia, of the nation of Edom. Slip of a tongue. But yeah, Esau's gonna get wiped out all the way. It ain't gonna be no more descendants of Esau after they get wiped out.
Because it says what? Fill unto her doubles.
Right, because when you read the scriptures, when you go into the law, it says what? Eye for eye, tooth for tooth, life for life, burning for burning, stripe for stripe. So you got to think about what Esau wanted to do to the nation of Israel. When you go to Psalms, the 83rd chapter, ultimately, Esau getting in league with the other nations, they wanted to erase us from even being a nation, for the name of Israel to be in remembrance. All right, and when you go in there, the first nation listed is Esau. All right, so they wanted to just like in when Jacob received his blessing, Esau said in his heart, I will slay my brother. That's that perpetual hatred that they still have to this very day. All right, so just as they wanted to do to us, it's going to be done unto them. All right, they're going to be erased.
Exodus chapter 21, verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. And Esau Edom, he stole our whole heritage, man. He stole different ancient artifacts, and hid them in different places and hoarded them. Stole different goods from different resources. Stole our land, stole us as a people. And when Yahushua come back, whose hand he gonna be found in? Esau. Whose hand are we gonna be found? We're gonna be found in the hand of Esau, the thief.
And I'm back over this one real quick. This is the book of Numbers 35 and 33. It says, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. Right, so Esau, shed our blood. The northern kingdom, the southern kingdom. The Taino Indian, they wiped the Taino Indian, population now. They 100 million so-called Negroes, was shipped overboard, during the transatlantic slave trade. By the hands of starting with the elect. Those are the ones that's gonna get judged. Starting with Yahushua Shai is gonna get judgment on these Edomites and these other situations.
So these Edomites, they just have to die.
That's right.
They just have to die. They've been shedding blood to the nation of Israel from the beginning, all the way to when the missiles gonna come. they gonna keep sharing the Israelites' blood to the kingdom, man. So they just gonna die.
It's Ezekiel chapter 32, verse 12. It says, by the swords of the mighty will I cause thy multitude to fall, the terrible of the nations, all of them. And they shall spoil the pomp of Egypt, and all the multitude thereof shall be destroyed. Right? Because this place is also spiritual Egypt, according to Revelations 11 and 3, man. This place is spiritual Sodom, this place is spiritual Egypt. So Yahweh Hashem Yahushua gonna cause all these nations that once served America, that once held America in this high regard, he gonna cause them nations to turn on America, man. Join with the other nations that's battling against you, like Russia, China, Iran, you know, those different countries that's high in their arsenal, their nuclear weaponry. He gonna cause them to flock to them, and they gonna team up against this place, man. And America's no longer gonna have that pride that's gonna be taken away.
More than likely,
because they also said, you know, it's going to be burning from generation to generation.
Some of God's people
Daniel chapter 2 and verse 20. It says, Daniel answered and said, blessed be the name of God forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. He changes the times and seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge unto them that know understanding. Alright? And that's the thing, man. Most of these people don't realize that the Lord, alright, is in control of all things, man. Alright, he's in control of who's ruling at any time period, man. Alright, so the Lord, he's gonna, as these brothers get into, the Lord is gonna take down Esau and set up Israel, man. Alright, you know, like Proverbs 21 and 1. He says the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, man. Alright, Esau can only rule as long as the Lord allows him to, man. And like the brother had, I think it was this brother, he was saying, you know, once the Lord stopped allowing Esau's left hand to work for him, Esau's out of there, man. Alright, you know?
Basically, the brother mentioned Esau, Edom is controlled by the Lord. This Isaiah 10 and verse 5. O Assyrian, the rod of my anger and the staff in their hand is my indignation. And I will send, it says, I will send him against a hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge to take the spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mire of the streets. So basically proving what the brother Yaquab just said. Esau Edom can only do what he's allowed. Like the scripture says, he has his bounds where he can't pass, man. The Lord controls everything, man.
It's Revelations chapter 8, verse 12. And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars, so as the third part of them was darkened, and the day shone not for the third part of it, and the night likewise. And Esau is that third part of man. You know, you got the sons of God, the Israelites, the sons of men, the rest of the heathen. Then you got the sons of the wicked, which is Esau, Edom. All right, and that's that third part of man. The Lord is going to take away all his, his wisdom and knowledge that he got from the left-hand side, like the brothers is going into. Once you lose your witchcraft, once you lose your, that access to, channel Satan, and Satan is a counselor unto you, the Lord stripped you of all your power. You no longer have the power of the sword. Then you're no longer powerful. You're no longer useful. And now you're back at that estate, Job, the 30th chapter, man. Where you're a vagabond of the earth.
Can I get two quick? 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. And Jeremiah 50 and 22.
This second.
I got that second. Okay.
2 and 3.
2 and 3. Okay, come on. This is the book of 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
Right, see, the son of perdition has been revealed. And ever since then, going back to the days when Abu Bakr first started teaching the elders, and the elders have taught us on down to now. America has been on the decline. Ever since they shot them rockets into the heavens, man, and went up into Leo, you know, the lower Earth orbit, because they can't go beyond that. The space stations are sitting in Leo, and you know, their own scientists admit that they can't go beyond that. That the world is a closed system that they can't go beyond. The chariots can go in and out of there though, all right? But ever since they did that, they've been on the decline, all right? Now that they've been revealed on a whole new level, now that Psalms 19 chapter has come to pass. Well, go ahead and get that Jeremiah chapter. Go ahead.
This book of Jeremiah 50:23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations?
Right, and see, you know, he has been a hammer to the whole earth, man. Everyone that, you know, the hammer, every problem is a nail, man. So it's smashed on everybody until it got its will. But now that hammer doesn't have any might anymore. Everyone's got a defense for it. And then Isaiah would say that have thou become as weak as we?
I got one back here. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 10, and verse 15. It says, shall the axe boast itself against him that heweth therewith? Or shall the saw magnify itself against him that shaketh it? As if the rod should shake itself against them that lift it up, or as the staff should lift it up itself, as if it were no wood. Therefore shall the Lord of hosts, send among his fat ones leanness, and under his glory he shall kindle a burning like the burning of a fire. But that basically proves what the elder Malcolm was just saying, man. And he saw Edom, and you want to do what you're allowed, man.
I got something. It's the book of 2 Thessalonians 2:7. It says, for the mystery of iniquity does already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. Verse 8, it says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Right, Esau is being exposed on a mass scale. You know, by the way of critical race theory, you know, that they refuse to, you know, they pass legislation, you know, to not, you know, let these different things, you know, come out. You know, from the rape, robbery, and murder of the so-called, you know, Native Americans, the Negroes, you know, the Latinos, you know, they're trying to hide this history as much as possible. Because what? They're trying to, you know, hold on to that glory, you know, that they currently have right now, which is fading away. It's that 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, you know, Esau's in the world, and the beginning of that process.
Even with these other nations is exposing Esau too, and realizing how much of a liar this place America is. You know,
it's hundreds, if not thousands, of videos with heathens, including other Edomites, mainly Edomite women, going in on the atrocities of their people. I just listened to one. The woman broke down the Jim Crow and everything that they've done, and she said that her people are responsible, and she said that the sins of their fathers has fallen upon them because they benefited from all this wickedness, from all this oppression. That's why Donald Trump said that to make America great again, one of the things they have to do is get rid of critical race theory. You know, they don't want, because the problem is that with a lot of imagery from a lot of those atrocities that they committed, their faces are in them, and you can actually use software to identify a lot of these people. And a lot of these images of people being hung and beaten and chased down by dogs and all the mistreatment that was done upon Jake here in America. A lot of those old people are walking around today. And a lot of the middle-aged people can identify these people. That's their uncles, their aunts, their fathers. Yeah, and a lot of those people are the policemen and firemen and church folk. These people can be identified, man. All right? Go ahead, brother.
There's Sirach 41:7. The children will complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake.
So according to Esau, Edom, his descendants is gonna go into slavery, gotta deal with what they gotta deal with. They get cussed out, they get cut because what their forefather Cain and Esau did, man. So his children, his descendants, they're gonna complain of their ungodly father and things he did, but y'all gotta pay for that, just like we did.
So it's always fighting against like
This Obadiah 1:6. How are the things that Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? So just going back to Esau being exposed. You know, and by Esau being exposed, that's him losing power, you know, and that's us gaining power, you know, because the kingdom was like a transition to the nation of Israel, you know. But before that happened, certain things gotta happen, like the devil get exposed, and him establishing that new world order, and so on and so forth.
Going in being exposed. It is Isaiah 47 and verse 1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. But thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." All right? You know, and that's what's happening right now, man. All right? You know, America is losing that stronghold, that power that it once had, man. All right? I'm gonna keep going. That's right. And they respect that. You know, that all ties in, man, because these nations are starting to see, all right, you know, that this place is nothing but a liar, man, all right? This place is nothing but all the treaties that they make with these different countries and these different nations, man, they always break them, man, all right? They see that, the dollar isn't worth anything. A lot of these countries are dumping the dollar, all right? You know, leaving unions, man, all right? So forth and so on, man, all right? And this place is being exposed.
Being exposed big time. And the hypocrisy, it's like it's without bounds, man. Because you look at this current war that's going on, nobody cries, and nobody cried for all those Palestinian children that will be shot down and murdered by the IDF, the Israeli Defense Ministry. Right? When they were shooting down women and children, dropping bombs on households and stuff. Right? 1 million civilians got killed when America illegally in the West illegally entered into Iraq, all right, in an unrighteous war, all based upon frauds and lies, which can be proven that they were frauds and lies at this point. Yet none of those people involved are being brought up on charges, man. All right, these people are mass hypocrites, man. All right, and now all of a sudden it's this loud cry for the Ukrainian people, and they're crying for the Ukrainian people. And it's like, hold on, that's just Edomite on Edomite violence, man. That's just white folks banging on white folks, so-called. All right? But now here's the killer, though. Here's the part they're not telling you in the news. Ukraine is not a sovereign country like they say. What do you call him? The secretary of the defense secretary of the UN. His name is Ban Ki-moon. Ban Ki, like Ki, but it's spelled K-I. Ban Ki-moon. And he made the statement in 2014 that Ukraine had not filed its papers, its you know, the papers that makes it sovereign. It hadn't done those papers since 1991. All right, and so this is the UN Defense Secretary saying this, not me. He said it, and he said it right. They hadn't filed it since 1991, which means they're not a sovereign state. They're still a part of Russia. So all this independent stuff, that's been America using propaganda to manipulate so that they can have an advance and advantage in that territory, which is not their own. Which brings into mind, he never keep it at home. If somebody can grab that, and you got it back.
The book of Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 5. It says, yeah, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man.
And that wine is his democracy. And democracy comes with a great price. Mostly blood, man. Because to enforce democracy, what they do is they come in, they rape, rob, and kill, man. And then they enforce. I was watching a video where the Jake was showing a child's book, and it was ABC gay. All right, and G for gay and B for bi and all these. Why you just can't teach the child regular ABCs so that they can speak and understand the language? There was no reason for 3, 4, 5, and 6-year-olds to be learning about sexual lifestyles. They're not even having sex yet. Their mind, most kids want to play with toys and play with games and play on videos and stuff. They want to do things of that nature, man. They're not, 3 and 4-year-olds are not thinking about what they're gonna be when they grow up. All right, all they want to do is eat, sleep, and have fun in between. That's it.
Right.
Can I add also, they put it into these child video games also, like things like Roblox, Fortnite, and different things like that these small kids play. They enforcing indoctrinations in video games.
So that's that wine he's talking about, that philosophy, and that philosophy comes with violence at the end of a gun barrel. Pew, 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 democracy. The democracy grenade, right? Grenade, democracy. Missile, democracy. You killing people, and then you violating all kind of human rights here in America against Negroes, Latinos, and Native America, but yet you screaming democracy in other places. Go ahead, brother.
He is a proud man. Back in Habakkuk chapter 2. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home.
And that's his problem. He never keep his red ass at home, man. Even though this ain't his home. All right? But he never stay. That's how you know who they are, man. By the prophecies.
It says, who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death.
He causes death and hellish conditions in order to enlarge his and make himself comfortable. He causes death and hell for other people. Right?
My Lord said, the Lord says he's going to destroy them that destroy the earth, which Esau Edom, because according to Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, man. And he got a judgment for being wicked. I'm going to keep reading this for you, man. It says, it cannot be satisfied. And that was his curse, man. The Lord said, on thy belly thou shalt go and eat dust, man. He's a very covetous creature, man. And he's going to get destroyed for that, man. It says, but gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And that just proves the big, great melting pot that we are in, that we're going to get delivered out, man.
So, because you mentioned what it said, that he's a proud man. This is Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 31. It says, behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, said the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua of hosts, for thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. And the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about him. All right, and that goes back to the topic that was brought up, that we were going into earlier about those coming on nuclear missiles. All right.
No, that's the spirit, because me and Brother Love go use the restroom. We come right back over, it's still the spirit of getting on Esau Edom. Because now, this banner, this standard is lifted. Everybody knows who's guilty on planet Earth, to the point that the other nations are starting to come up against you.
Yep, and even his own women.
Yep.
We're just saying how there's hundreds, if not thousands, of videos between YouTube, TikTok, and other little short platforms of Edomite women admitting, and it's usually the Edomite woman. Hell, we found out about the when they started calling themselves white through an Edomite woman. Okay, so their women are against them at this point, man.
The curses falling
The curses are falling off.
It happened with us, man. The women was against the man, the man against the woman. And that Esau got us saying, this is the roughest time to be a white straight man.
We're the minority.
I got something real quick. This is the book of Malachi 1 and 4. It says, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
That's Malachi?
Yeah, Malachi 1 and 4.
Because what happened? What happened? You had the Renaissance, the rebirth. Esau Edom came back, want to rebuild that image again. All right, which came back as what? NATO, the EU. All right, and then the other beast. All right, you got Babylon the Great sitting on top of that beast, man. All right, so Rome was healed. It came back, and if you guys can't see it, you're fucking blinded, man, because they're pushing the same shit that they pushed back then. Everybody, they leave the laws, gather up under one banner, all right? The shadow of Rome is vast.
Hey, brother, even the Constitution that they don't follow, by the way, there's a lot of these laws and mandates that they do violate their own laws. But even the Constitution is all numbered in Roman numerals, man. All the court statutes are in Roman numerals.
Latin.
You know, in Latin.
It was a whole back and forth with Russia and America with who is the new Rome. They both wanted to claim, they both wanted to claim that time of new Rome. Of course, America won.
Well, they both bear the eagle as a standard.
America won because that's the face of the country.
And that's another thing. Come on, brother. That's another thing for you J broods, man. All right. Japhet never proclaimed the eagle as an animal symbol. All the places where you people are trying to you J broods, you unlearned J broods, you shouldn't be teaching J broods. All right. The people of Japhet never proclaimed the eagle as their animal symbol. You know, and it's their standard before they were going to battle on the front of their gates, the fronts of their sovereign buildings. You know, they never did that, man.
Money, things of that nature.
You can also say, second Exodus to now, for Esau is not the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. So we know that Esau is the last ruler before Jacob was murdered.
This Amos 1:6. Now, when you preach stuff, this is Joel 3. Joel 3 goes to the whole transatlantic slave trade. All right, how Ham and Ishmael sold us to the Grecians, right?
They got together with the Grecians. At that point, it wasn't Jabin the Grecians.
It's gonna prove
it was Esau the Grecians.
Hey, that's the spirit. This Amos, now let's see what those Grecians are. Amos 1:6. Thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Gaza, and for 4, I will turn away the punishment thereof, because they carried away captive the whole captivity to deliver them to Edom. All right,
so that right there, that destroys the Japhet.
Yep, that's who we were sold to, the Edomites, man. So although it says Grecians in Joel, all right, it was not the original Grecians. All right, it talks about them that removed the landmark. He's cursed. Who's the people of the Lord's curse? Edom. My sword will come down upon Idumea, people of my curse. He changed his landmarks. All right, and it's nothing new. He put Ishmael in Egypt, and now they call themselves Egyptians. Man.
That's right.
Come on.
And he said, by the sword they shall live, but he also said, he who live by the sword shall die. All right, by the sword. So now that they've gained everything by the sword, the Lord is going to take everything from them through the sword.
Man, it's never
poetic justice.
It's never every year Call of Duty releases a new game, whether it's the old World War I, World War II, Modern Warfare, and in those games, they never run out of guns. They even have updates, they put new guns on there. So these are old guns, modern guns, of just named like 100 varieties of guns, man.
Yeah.
Just on the game. They don't even put a lot, they don't put a lot of HKs on there.
And you know what,
they don't even put the Australian guns on there.
Yep. Right. And all the technology they show you in these movies and games, they have it, man.
Yep.
They have it.
Oh yeah. That Modern Warfare, and, you know, and all that shit should be real. Those are actual guns they have, man. The Diamatti, the 1911s, all right, the Thompsons. Those are all real guns. Shit crazy.
Yeah.
The Scar.
And the
FAMAS.
Yeah.
Those are real guns.
Them little vicious ass, murderous ass robot dogs that was shaking people down and shooting them with 9mm and stabbing them in. They have those. You know, them what was that movie, Monsters of Men? The robots that was putting people to death. Right? They have those.
On I forget which border it is. They start to use those dogs to patrol the border.
There you go, man.
Oh yeah, that shit is real.
It's very
AC-130s.
and it's scary, man. What was that movie? Outside the Wire. One of the big ass robots was turned into a machine gun and got down on all fours. Yeah, man.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah, that shit was nuts, man. Talking about you have to fight Goliath. Damn metal Goliath with a 30 caliber machine gun attached to his back.
He got one little nigga.
See, he losing, man.
Oh yeah. Boots on the
Yeah,
ground.
because if you're going to get one, you get one like that. My man got him a bad one, man.
Then you got one, a little scrawny guy in the goddamn trailer using a joystick, killing hundreds and hundreds of people, man.
Killing mighty men. That if he had to face, you know, they would destroy him. All right?
Just to let you know that's Esau because he was blessed with the sword.
He was blessed with the sword. Well, you got some nerd with a joystick killing soldiers that he wouldn't stand a chance if he had to put boots on the ground to face these men. Go ahead.
Psalms chapter 17, verse 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Ultimately, that's Esau's job. His purpose is to be a sword into the nation of Israel when we go off, you know. But once again, once Israel is placed in that position, in that level of righteousness, there's going to be no need for Esau no more.
Right, because we don't need no sword whipping our ass. Right? Oh, Assyrian, the rod of my anger. So now that our captivity is up, the rod of anger is going to be the right-hand side, the remnant of Israel beating your ass into submission. All right? Because the king, it says the king, they should take the kingdom, man. All right?
Yeah, I was thinking that a few minutes ago. Go ahead and bring it out.
It's not going to be a peaceful transition. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 10 and 11. And this is right after what Shapaya just quoted, man. The rod of my anger on Syria. This ain't talking about ancient Assyria. It's talking about modern Assyria, which is Edom. All right, this was mystery Babylon. Babylon and Syria was the same. So this is talking about Edom. All right, verse 12. Wherefore shall come to pass that when the Lord performed his whole work upon Mount Zion and on Jerusalem, I will punish the fruit of the stout heart of the king of Assyria and the glory of his high looks. And we know, according to Lamentation 4, that when our last captivity, our last captive is Edom. All right, it said the Lord punished Edom. All right, when our punishment is up. That goes right with that Isaiah 10, man. When I'm done judging Jerusalem, he's going to judge who? Assyria is what he said there. With the Prince of Lamentations, it tells you plainly, Edom is next, man. Edom is our last captive, and that's who's getting the judgment.
Yeah, and it's falling upon them now, man. Right, exactly, man. Because Japheth already got jacked up, man. They don't even have control over their own lands, man. They're not even in their lands. All right, they all do out the islands and stuff like that, man. All right, for the most part. You know, they got pushed out and scattered, man. So Japheth caught hell, man. What they had in them, as soon as the Edomites started being seafaring, they went to all them islands where Japheth was at and brought them gonorrhea, syphilis, and herpes and shit. It's like, damn, y'all already fucked us up once. Can y'all just leave us alone? You know, this man is just, he's destroyed nothing but life wherever he's gone, man. Just like that clip says, when the Jake says, you're a virus. You know? It's everything beautiful you destroy. Go ahead, brother.
This is the book of Daniel 7 and 18. It says, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Right, and that's next. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, the saints, not all these other nations with us. All right, not these heathens, man.
They ain't know, they didn't say nobody was joining their tours when we were doing that. Right?
Exactly. This kingdom ain't gonna be left to another. Like I believe that's in the same chapter, man. All right. Since the saints is going to take them. Oh, go ahead.
So rock, also known as Ecclesiastes 10 and 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Hey, riches got by deceit. How did Esau become great? Right? Like when you watch the new Kingsman, you said we just been destroying people who's only been standing up for their resources in their land.
Exactly. How you gonna label a man an insurgent and a terrorist for defending his front door? All right? How dare you not let me come in your house and have your resources in my way with your women? How dare you defend yourself? You're a terrorist. I mean, that's literally what they do. Right. And yeah, right. You come in the kitchen, they in the kitchen. You know, eating all your damn food. Your robe on. Right. Right. Go ahead, brother.
This is the book of Micah 2 and 2. It says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage.
Right. So our lands, everything that we believed in, our nationality, they take. They stole it. They put it upon themselves. Start calling themselves those people. All right.
Then they set up a system which wouldn't allow us to prosper, nor have our heritage back. Right? They labeled us what they wanted to label us. Right? Put a system over that keeps us, for the most part, keeps us within the box that they created for us. And they every now and then they let a few of us out so that they can put on their media and on their TV to say, well, see, he did it. Yeah, he had to get buck broke, and do all kind of manners of wickedness. You know, drink blood and sacrifice family members and shit to do it.
Just to get a crumb.
They don't tell you about all that part. But the collective of the body, man, has got nothing. And they put policy in place to ensure that it wouldn't happen, because there was a time in American history when, after all that oppression, Yasharallah, take my man's over a little bit, man. There was a time in history when we were thriving in America, doing our own thing, when we were separate. You know, and they stopped. Right, exactly. When we were being separate from them, our communities were thriving better than theirs.
And even when Jake was so set on trying to be one with Esau, you know, we would move and go to the areas, and we would raise, actually, the property value would increase. But those bankers were so greedy and really didn't give a fuck about us, they would raise our interest rates and shit so we couldn't continue to live there. Then we got put into a poorhouse and stacked on top of each other, and Esau set up a system of oppression where niggas now going against niggas.
That's pretty much it, man, because prior to that being set up, they destroyed all our places where we were dwelling, sovereign among ourselves, man, having autonomous wealth that could have been passed on from generation to generation. They ensured that we would not be able to have autonomous wealth and pass wealth onto our descendants, man. Because Jake had thriving towns all across, in areas all across America in the 19-teens and the 1920s, man. All right, and they went throughout them and destroyed them all, man.
You watch certain westerns, they'll show that. And you know what's funny? They'll go to this town, and it'll be a town where they didn't even have no guns. They wouldn't even have guns, man. Jake was policing themselves. They was doing a hell of a decent job, man. But like the scripture said, if it's not of the Lord, it should be broken down. No, them Jakes, like it says in Haggai, is it now time for you to go to your house, or this house lie waste? Don't consider your ways. We supposed to be building up the house of the Lord, not getting comfortable here, but even, you know, that's another point. But it's still important because it wasn't of the Lord.
Right, and there were people. There were people in that time frame too that knew we were the Israelites.
Yep.
Even then, back then.
Yep.
You know, we just seen the writing on the pews in the churches where the slaves were, where they were writing in ancient Paleo Hebrew. How were they doing that, man? Or writing in the Assyrian script?
Yep.
How were they doing that if they didn't know that they were the people of the Lord, man?
Yep. They'll show you that, man. Jake was policing themselves and everything, man. There wasn't niggas getting shot down the street. You know? No, niggas behaved themselves. All right, we made manners. All right? We taught etiquette. This other shit is shit that's from Esau, man.
Yeah, they showed you that. There's a Western series on Netflix called Godless. And if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend that you do, because you'll get all kind of lessons out of it. But everything he just said, it showed you that, because there were some Buffalo soldiers who had set up towns, and nobody wouldn't fuck with them because everyone knew the history of the Buffalo soldiers. It was like, you don't want to go get into it with them dudes, man. All right. He said they know how to hunt, they know how to fight, they know how to shoot, they know guerrilla tactics, and yet they were all building up communities, man, for themselves, separate away from the Edomites. All right, yeah, but you go watch that television show Godless, man. I mean that Netflix show. All right, because and I tell you this much and I'll tell you more. There was basically a town of almost all women, because almost all the men died in a mine, all Edomite males. All right, and it left this town full of women, and that town full of women was about a half hour's ride, or less than an hour's ride away from an all-black town. All right, and I won't tell you no more, man. And they called the name of the show was Godless, because these women were, trying to be dual the roles of men, you know, the alphabet lifestyle shit, you know, all kind of shit. But nevertheless, yeah, you might want to check that show out because it's really good, man. And what's the? I'm trying to remember that Edomite actor's name. I can see his face. I think it's Jeff, one of the Bridges. You know, Jeff Bridges and his brother. Yeah, one of the Bridges brothers. I'm pretty sure he's one of the Bridges, and he plays like the outlaw dude. And yeah, you just sit to see the brutality and the godlessness of Esau Edom. And then they even have the nerves to use the scriptures and know they doing evil, but do it anyway. But go ahead, brother. What was your hold?
I got one. Just laying back on what the elder was saying earlier. You know, with the scripture in Daniel, he said the saints shall take the kingdom. You know, Esau got to go down, man. All right, this is Ezekiel 25 and verse 16. It says, "Thus saith."
Start at 14.
14. Con.
Ezekiel 25. Start at 12.
Con. Ezekiel 25 verse 12. It says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah."
Did it say Japhet?
Because that Edom have
I hate them J Brews, man. I'm tired of their stupidity and their ignorance, man. Right. Tired of it. And you Nephilim people, man. Yeah. I just went back and forth with a dude on TikTok for a half hour. Look, Deuteronomy 3 and 11 has nothing to do with Genesis 6 and 4. Absolutely nothing, man. They're not the same thing. All right? But go ahead.
It says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom."
And what was that revenge? That revenge is for that basically Esau was trying to get back at Jacob for Rome, because Jake is the reason they lost their precious Rome, man. All right, and then they became the wild men, living in the forests and in the caves and shit like that, all throughout the Dark Ages and up into the middle part of the Middle Ages, man. All right, and when they came back into power is when they went to exercise that vengeance. And now you understand why they came against Judah so hard, man. Judah took down their precious Rome, took it over. All right, go ahead.
It says, "I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it. And I will make it most desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger."
Yeah, because we won't even be able to get angry enough, man. All right? And I do meditate terror, man. It's a righteous thing to do so. The Bible says so. But you know, we can't even, the Lord's gonna let's put it this way, man. The Lord wants to drown everybody in the world except 8 people. All right? Billions of people, man. He drowned and he destroyed animals too, man.
Save more animals.
All right? He destroyed animals, he destroyed everything. And allowed 8 people to live, man. All right? So the Lord's gonna put his fury upon us, man.
It says, "And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury."
And that's gonna be scary, man. You know, like I said, the day and the time is coming, well, where it's gonna be a very bad thing to be an Edomite, man. It's gonna be. Matter of fact, like the dude tried to make fun of. Am I gonna die because I'm an Edomite? Yeah, yes, you are. All right, and you are gonna go to hell. Not the hell you thinking of, but you are gonna go to a hellish condition, man. All right, and you're gonna wish for death every day, and you're not gonna get it. Just more pain, torture, work, and servitude. And you're gonna get 1,000 years of that. You're gonna die and come right back. Okay, you're gonna be happy and embrace death, and then you're gonna die and you're gonna come right back. Wham! Oh shit, I'm here again. You're gonna come right back.
They're gonna be marking out the calendar their 1,000 years.
Ain't working, boss.
Got about 9 more hundred years.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
And you, hey, like you whipped us, we gonna whip you. Shit, we gonna put a little salt on your back too. Hey, during that time, man.
Little lemon juice and salt.
Oregano oil.
Yeah.
Right.
Little lemon
Hey,
juice.
hey, you Edomites fucked
As a matter
us
of fact,
up.
in the spray bottle on the mist.
Right.
In the mist part. All right, continue.
Right.
The scriptures say, feel it to her double.
Yup.
Come
Because what happened? Amos 1 and 11, it talks about thy violence you did against thy brother Jacob. Obadiah 1:10. Oh, read it.
This is Amos chapter 1 and verse 11. It says, thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword.
Hey, there go that sword again. All right? He did pursue his brother with the sword. Even hey, before we got put into captivity with the Babylonians, who helped him out? Esau Edom. He was just as guilty as them.
Yeah.
All right?
Yep.
That's what you call kicking a person when they down.
Yeah,
man.
he's-
Trying to escape, do this, and you
Pointing out our hiding places.
right.
Telling what people was.
All right? And you have a lot of violence stored up against your brother Jacob, and you got to pay for it.
That's right.
All right? We wasn't chasing you around with the sword and slaughtering you and killing you and taking your lands. All right? You did that to us multiple times, as the Greeks, Romans, and now, even before the Greeks. All right? It was always something against Jacob and Esau, going all the way back to the garden, man. That enmity, man.
That perpetual, it says Esau
Yep.
has a perpetual hatred.
Ezekiel
That word
35.
perpetual means everlasting. So from the beginning to Esau destroy here had a hatred towards us, man. In the book of Psalms it says,
And you're supposed to. That's the perfect Edomite. You're supposed to have that hatred. All right? We're contrary against you, just like you're contrary against us.
can I read a precept for you? In Psalm 55 and 20, he hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. Esau Edom, hey, look, he's supposed to be our brother. You know, but he broke that brotherly covenant, man. Well, he's come against us that was at peace with him. Gad showed him love. All right, niggas finally after he got out the caves, came back down. Niggas showed him too much love, apparently, because he got the damn papacy and took over, man. You know? Taught him how to survive in this side of the world. Fuck Jacob. This devil gotta go, man.
And he's so weak too, man. Check, peep this. Same dude when he was competing against men.
Oh yeah, the swinging motherfucker.
Yeah. He was ranked 462. Now competing as a woman, he's ranked #1, man. This is right.
Hey, that's a raw ass bitch. Y'all
know?
like giving them that power. Now get beaten. Jay Chappelle made that joke.
There you go,
He
man.
told LeBron James if he became a woman, he'd go to WNBA, gonna score 5,000 points a game.
Right, and then the women will be complaining, you know, and probably be getting fired and kicked off the team for not being able to do their job, you know. Hey, but and that, just like you got women complaining, they complaining about, you know, that person now. I don't even know what to call it. They complaining about that person now. The women that competed in that. Imagine, man, all the work. Hey, you saw how hard y'all worked yesterday. You putting all your work and effort into learning something and doing something, then to go compete against somebody who has a whole, you know, unfair advantage against you, man. You know, and
Right.
now they mad. But you know what? You women were the main ones supporting Esau Edom with this alphabet stuff. You were the main ones, and now it's coming back to backfire, because a lot of you are missing out on opportunities to go to college and things of that nature when you're a high school athlete, because you're getting beat out
By the ABC suit.
by the ABC game.
I seen a video where the ABC suit went into different like Olympic sports and stuff like that, and they were literally breaking every single record that's ever been held by a female. Literally just breaking, and it's like a female can't even compete to even catch that record.
Right, so we know how strong a male, you know, gymnast is compared to a female gymnast. So what happens when one of these guys compete as a female trans female gymnast? Right.
Gonna take over.
What's
the whole
gonna happen then? Then right, all you women, all you female gymnasts, man, it's gonna be like you're not even there.
Or wrestling. They're
Go ahead, brother.
This is the book of Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Right, this man, according to Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. This place is void of the law. The law, statutes, and commandments. That's why everything is out of course. People do what they want to do, and people, based on going on their own understanding, do what they want to do.
I have more to this Ezekiel. It's back in Ezekiel 25 and verse, I'm going to start back in 14. And they shall know my vengeance, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord, Yahweh. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh.
He said they should know it. So when that day come, all right, when that Obadiah 1:18 kick in, because you got people saying, oh, well, Edom's done away with. No, you're going to know when Edom is done away with, man. The Lord is going to do it by the hands of his people.
That's right. Hey,
Gonna,
I finished. I got a precept for that.
and we're going to round your ass up. And that's what we're going to say when we toss Esau in that damn bonfire. Smells good. All right? How you like your Edomite?
Sweet
well
savor.
done.
Crispy.
Sweet savor. Crispy.
Burnt sacrifice.
Right.
Hey, this
Well
second
done.
Ezra 6.
But ain't nobody gonna be eating you like
Right.
like y'all did.
all right.
All right.
No, you burnt
There's a book
sacrifice.
called talks about the delectable Negro. They were eating us.
This second Ezra 6. Yeah, he loud, man. Second Ezra 6 and 7. The answer I can say, when shall be the part asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the hand of Esau. For Esau was the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. The hand of man is betwixt the heel and the head of the questions asked thou not. Alright, so like the brother said, when Esau go down, you're gonna know because Jacob's gonna be doing it. And right now it's already started. It says first you should be taken down by the fire of the Lord's mouth, with the Lord's voice. Alright, we speak this word, so therefore this word is fire. And if people would. Alright, so we taking you down now, but then it's gonna turn physical. It says we're gonna wash our feet in the blood of the wicked. It says our dogs shall taste the blood of the saints. Alright? And it don't say Japheth, man. It says Edom. So Edom will be the last ruler, not Japheth. Who's ruling the planet? Who got the money, based on the money that the whole world has to use?
Right.
What language you gotta learn to fly? It says the prince of the power of the air. Who controls the air? What they call air control, man? Air control towers, man.
Airways and all that.
Yeah, the prince
Who
of the air,
controls
man.
that, man?
He saw Edom.
The so-called red man, which means he's Edom. All right, we're gonna take this devil down. All right, it's gonna get physical, it's gonna get personal. We just waiting on Esau to make this move. All right.
Yeah, matter of fact, I think that he's stalling because he's afraid. Yeah, he's stalling.
Yep.
Right? It's like swing.
Stalling, man. Scared. Esau, we know you scared.
Hey, I saw a boxing match where the dude got in the ring, right? And then they did the stare down, and the other dude went back to his corner. When the bell rang, he stepped through the ropes and left.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
My man was standing there
Yeah.
like ready to boxing. My man was like, I
He
ain't
got
fighting this.
completely out.
All right, that's E, man.
I didn't sign up for this.
He don't want none, man. He talked all that stuff, but he don't want none. All right. Cause hey, the Lord could even put the spirit on some of these 2/3 jakes to get at Esau, man.
Right, Esau.
He might turn little of their spirits up. You know?
Yeah, the Lord finna harden,
Yeah, cause some of them they're gonna be used as spirits of vengeance, man. You know, and they set to die, but they gonna do damage before they do, man. You best believe. Like that one Jake in the earlier part of the century, they came. You know I can't think of his name right now. I'm gonna try to find it in a second. But the dude, all that mob violence, when the Edomites would come to beat Jake to death and torture him and beat him and hang him and kill him. Well, when they came for him, he killed 30 of them, man. And 7 of them was police officers. The one man. Yeah, they came to kill him and put him to death violently, and he knew they was coming. So he said, fuck it, but then it's going down, man. So he was in there, you know, like in the movie Django, that scene, you know, am I wrong? Because I want to get it on till I die. My man got it on. He killed 30 of them, man. All right? He put it on them. So the Lord gonna put that spirit on some of these jakes, man.
Right. I got it right here. That's what he said. And it's Job 20 and 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
There it is, man. Every hand of the wicked, man. And that means these other nations, man. He might raise up some lion-like men of Moab to get at your ass, man. You know, hey, them Japanese ain't forgot what you did to them, man.
At all.
The Indians, Elam ain't forgot all the oppression that the British put on them, colonizing them, raping and having their way with their women. You know, beating and mistreating them, calling them the niggas of the Far East.
Right, what is that, Isaiah, where it says that Esau is the hammer of the earth, and he beat the nations with a continual stroke?
Yeah.
You know, the nations they're upset with this damn devil.
And they disarmed you, and now they got the hammer, like Hammer Girl. You know?
What they doing to those Japhetic people, those Aborigines in Australia? You know, these Edomites will cut their hands off. You know, different things like that.
They did all kind of torturous and wicked shit to them Japhetic people in Australia, man. Matter of fact, they completely wiped out the people of Tasmania. There's no Tasmanian people or in that place. You know, Esau always naming something, but they wiped those people out, man.
He's the Tasmanian devil.
Right, he was the real Tasmanian devil.
Just destroying shit.
He brought smallpox and he brought the damn gun, man.
Instead of using a door, he just break through it. Like, damn, use a knob. Always destroying shit.
Con, bring it out, brother.
Verse 23. When he is about to fill his belly, God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
And that's what we wait, man. Soon, because America is desperate to get that digital thing going because they behind. China is ahead, and their digital system is backed by gold. Perfect. It's operating perfectly. It's helping out the Russians, and America is behind, man. So that's how we know that this is soon, man. This whole thing is going to continue to escalate.
Oh yeah, I read Isaiah 19 chapter all the way. Esau wisdom, America's wisdom is, he showed himself, man. It said he shall stagger as a drunken man and walk into his own vomit, or he shall err in every work.
Every work, man.
This devil putting sanctions on these different countries is only forcing their hand to leave the dollar quicker.
Exactly.
And not only the dollar, they get forced to stop using the SWIFT ACH transfer system.
Yeah.
That means they're not even using it digitally to do their payments, man. They completely letting go of this shit.
And and a lot of them are switching over to the BRICS countries.
Yeah. Oh, and Japan, one of America's biggest bad debts. They working on getting off the ACH system, man. So this shit is over with, man. America's relying on little ass countries like Chile and some other developing countries, man, to keep the dollar decent right now.
And it ain't gonna work.
It ain't gonna work. We would have healed Babylon, but we won't. You through, bitch.
Like Putin said, hey, your gas prices ain't high because of Russia.
Right.
Look at that damn dollar is falling, man.
Damn.
That's what's really going on, man. The American dollar, this monetary system that they got set up, a fiat system, is failing as it should. It's a fiat. It's a big ass Ponzi scheme at the end of the goddamn day, man.
Right.
All right.
They gotta dump their assets and go to another umbrella company.
Right.
They want China to pump. They want China to be that umbrella, the new umbrella.
Wherever there's a Ponzi scheme, there's a Silverstein, a Stein, a Klein, a Silverstone, a Goldsmith somewhere to be found at the bottom of it, man. All right. That's exactly. I appreciate that, brother. Wherever there's a Ponzi scheme, that's what you're gonna see, man. Right?
Revelation chapter 18, verse 9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. See, the destruction of this place is going to be broadcasted, man. You know, everyone's going to know that America is on fire, that this place is over with. And everybody they're going to weep and lament because you can no longer make money off this place. You can no longer thrive and use this place as a to export and import goods, man. Verse 10, standing afar off with the fear of her torment, saying, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
Right. You're going to have merchants watching it on the computer, watching it on the airwaves until the cameras go blink. You know, when them shock waves come, they're going to be looking at the cameras, or you're going to have ships parked offshore, you know. But they like he said, it's going to be broadcast, man. You're going to have people looking at the live feeds from satellite imagery, looking at the destruction of America, sitting there with tears in their eyes. But then you're going to have some of the heathens rejoicing, you know?
Salaki, I was just thinking about, you know, how people was reacting towards 9/11. Just how much, you know, when this destruction comes into America.
Come, man.
I got a preacher. You was done with that, brother? This is the book of Isaiah 13:13. It says, therefore will I shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place, and the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. Verse 14, it says...
What did it say? It says the earth shall what?
It says the earth shall remove out of her place, and the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger.
Right, you know, shake the heavens, the earth, and like it says, it should be like a cottage. Move to and fro, man. A drunken man. How about Shinam Shai is about to wipe this place up? And in fact, in the Job, when he said he should rain down upon them, what the hell you think is going to rain down upon Esau? Those iron arrows, man.
Yeah, coming down like raindrops, man. I ain't seen nobody cold enough to dodge raindrops yet. All right? Okay? And the raindrop, them arrows gonna come like raindrops, man. And ain't none of them gonna miss.
Like in the movie 300, how all them arrows blotted out the sun and
right.
shit.
Exactly.
But you ain't gonna have no air missile defense system that's gonna stop that.
Not at all.
That don't even work. It's not 100%.
I got one that's like my bad.
Now you good. Yeah, Marie. Yeah. This is the book of Isaiah 13:14. It says, and it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone to his own land. All right, we're seeing that, you know, as America gets worse and worse, we're going to see, you know, a lot of these nations flee back to their home country. You know, verse 15 it says, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. We know how much our people love Esau.
And I witnessed that in 2008, man. All right, I had an Ishmaelite client, 2 homeboys. All right, and you know they were homeless. All right, and when that 2008 2009 crash hit, man, it hit a lot of businesses hard. And my man's had one of them high fashion club fashion stores where all the girls went to get the club gear. Yeah. You know, because a lot of his employees also worked out and it was only a block from here. My gym was on Wabash, a block from here, man. So it was a training studio where only people with personal training came in, and then a few private members to that gym. But you know, with people who had money. And my mans used to come in there and work out, and they would do sessions with me, him and his boy. And a lot of his clients used to come in there. I mean, a lot of his the girls who shopped in his store and and the girls who worked in the store. So you know, they were all plastic up. Everybody had great big old fake boobs and great big old lips. And then a few of them, it was real. All right. But nevertheless, my man had to shut down. All right, and that was back then. He took all his money. He bought up a whole bunch of gold, and he took his ass back to Jordan, man. All right. He got up out of there, man. So that scripture came to life, man. You know, I watched it happen, and I watched a couple of Moabites do the same thing. You know, but then Babylon, you know, what did they do? They did them, and they did those that quantitative easing. Because, man, I remember, man, we was excited, man, because we thought it was over. It was done. But then they did all that quantitative easing. They started printing more money. But all they did was prolonged it and kicked it down the road. And now they to the point, they done got to the end of the road, where they can't kick that can no further, man. Now they gotta face what they've done. So it can't go much longer, man. All right, this place can't go much longer. It's over.
Right. Salvation is nearer than
Yeah, our salvation is nearer than we believe, man. Because I do believe that that E in America is gonna try to drop the MOTB this year. They're gonna move to that digital this year, man.
Let's go!
All right, so and we're excited about it because as soon as they do that, then it becomes mandatory shortly after, and then that's when they start trying to put their hands on the elect.
I got a preset.
It's all the way on, man.
Right, it's probably gonna be like the whole scandemic.
And I'm thinking it's gonna be by this summer because they're already complaining about a new variant, so they're already prepping you for it.
Yep.
All right, they're already prepping you for it. Okay, and that new variant is going to finish off these businesses. It's going to finish them off because now they're getting a little bit of relief because
They think summertime's gonna be
because summertime,
shit.
because I'm telling you, man, and I'm willing to bet. I could be wrong speaking as a man, but I'm willing to bet that they gonna shut everything off after the 4th of July. I think they're gonna let it go up to the 4th. Because that's the biggest summer that's the biggest summer holiday to make money with movies and all the
Fireworks.
right, exactly. So they gonna probably start bringing the mandates back in slowly around that time and make them go full force right after like you got a deadly disease that's killing people every day all day long, but I'm gonna give you a date is when to do something about it.
Yep.
Instead of doing something about it right now.
China just did another
All right.
lockdown.
So there you.
900 million people.
So there it is, man. And what I'm seeing, I don't know. It could be propaganda if it's true, but they saying the holy hell is breaking loose over there because everybody's buying up everything, and the bigger companies and the people with money are mass buying up shit, and then the citizens are going to buy shit. And ain't shit left, man.
It's going to lead to a
So
famine also.
it's going to lead to a famine, and it's going to eventually lead to that cannibalism, because it's not just going to be cannibalism in America, it's going to be cannibalism everywhere. All right, but go ahead and bring out what you got.
Can we just real quick to back him up?
Yeah, whatever.
This Revelation 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. He shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So it's going to destruction to those that take the mark, all right, which is a physical thing. It's not sin. If it was sin, no flesh on earth will make it. It says everybody who takes this mark will get destroyed, period. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever. They have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Here's the point. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of Yahweh Shai. So this is what we're looking forward to. We're looking forward to the day when the mark is made mandatory, and then ultimately when the Lord destroy you for taking that mark, man.
That's right.
Because when you take it, you said Esau Edom is your God.
Exactly, man. So you can't be slick. Be like, well, you know what? I'm just gonna take it. Then I'm gonna take it out myself.
Be not reckless over
Right?
much, brother. You gotta eat.
Yeah.
That's the great general say. You gotta eat, right?
Yeah, well, you follow that booty sex having clown if you want to, man. All right.
Dollar General.
That sex on the
Dollar
Sabbath day.
General.
You know.
the Dollar General.
Okay. Because look, man, you can't unbow down.
Right.
All right. You can't unbow down, man. You done already took a knee to the false god, all right, and now you trying to run to the real God, man. When the angels saw everything, man, you know them angels got that I'm going to tell spirit. Yeah, exactly. It's like my little sister back in the day. You know, she was an epitome of somebody going to skip to go tell. That was her,
Just waiting.
right?
But it's like when a Hebrew servant or a male has a servant and he wants to after he serves them, he has the option to leave free or to stay with his master and serve him forever with the owl. Like,
Option now.
so then, when you read that, I think it's Exodus 21. It says that the servant will say, "I love my master and I will serve him." So ultimately, it's like when you receive that that identification device, all right, that electronic device, you're ultimately saying you love your master Esau.
And you hate the Most High.
And you
can't
cannot
serve
drink,
two masters.
you cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of death.
Right. You can't undo it, man. Like I said, you can't unbow down. All right. If they say take a knee or die, all right, and then you take that knee, and the men that witnessed you take that knee, then you can't come back around them, man. All right. You won't be able to do it because they gonna be like, no, man, he bowed down.
7,000 men
You know?
that's been reserved that hasn't bowed down to Baal. You know.
There it is, man.
So you're gonna have those who ain't gonna be down with this system.
I got a precept. As the brothers was going into, you're either going to serve, this society, you're going to serve, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So this is the book of Joshua 24 and 15. And it says, "And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land you dwell, but as for me and my house, who will serve the Lord." Right, in this present evil world, you're going to have to come to terms. You're going to serve, the so-called white man. You're going to serve Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
Do that. Give me that one in Joshua, just to land back on what you did when we shut it down. I think it's 1 in 18 or 1 in 8 for me and my house. 1 in 8.
All right. I'm gonna read this. Okay. This Sirach, also known as Ecclesiastes 4:28. "Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee." So if the Lord said you're going to strive for the truth unto death no matter what, and you put all your trust in him, he's not unrighteous to let you down like man would.
That's right.
That's what,
and if you already scheduled to die, the Lord promised He's gonna be the first to get raised up, man. All right, you're gonna already be on the terrace when your brothers get there.
Damn.
All right, you're gonna be able to welcome your brothers on as they coming in, man. All right. Because some righteous men are gonna die, man. All right, but we believe.
Right.
And we all gonna die anyway. We stay here, and it's better to die serving Yahweh Shai than to die bowing down to these red pieces of shit.
That's right.
Bring that scripture, brother. About the shot.
Joshua 24 and 14. I'm gonna start at 14. It says, "Now therefore fear the Lord and serve Him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt, and serve ye the Lord." It says, verse 15, "And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord."
There it is, man. So we gonna serve Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Right. And so with that, man, we gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Rakakodash.
Wa above the ball.